Guys, it's Mark from the Forge Co here with the online product manual for the new Frontline pack that we've just released. It's a cold and rainy day, so I'm trying and get through it nice and quick. What this video will do is run you through the what's and whys and hows of your new Frontline pack, how to get the most from it, how to set it up, how to use it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So when you open the post pack for the first time, what you'll be presented with is this. It's just the cargo compartment for it, and the rest of your bag is actually packed inside the cargo compartment. So obviously we're just going to open it up. It's clamshell, so it opens all the way like that. And we just want to check that everything we ordered is there. You should have a hip belt, a dump pouch. Chuck these in front so you can see what we're looking at here. The hydration compartment itself, and also the shoulder straps. Now it's time to get into the fun bit of actually setting up your Frontline pack for the first time. So what we might start with is actually attaching the shoulder straps and hip belt to the hydration compartment. Alright, so this is all you need for this part, is just obviously the hydration compartment to attach everything to, your shoulder straps and your hip belt. We'll start with the shoulder straps. If you've got an elastic band like this one does, just pull that off, use it for whatever. You should have the sternum strap pre-installed. If you haven't had it pre-installed, there's another video which will be linked in the description, which runs over how to install and do really fine-tuning adjustment. For 99% of cases, there's nothing more you need to do to this at all. The most important thing to remember is that these are contoured and there is a left and a right. The way to remember it is this point here needs to go in towards your neck. So to attach this, all you need to do is just undo the buckles at the top here for your shoulder straps. Make sure I get them around the right way. And do out the buckles. And there you go. They are your shoulder straps attached. I'm just going to pull these off again so that we can really see what we're doing to attach the hip belt, but you can leave these on while you attach or take off the hip belt. So again, pull off your hip belt. Now you'll notice that this is contoured and there is a right way up. This tag here at the back with the logo on it needs to be at the top. So unbuckle it obviously. Make sure that this is lined up with the top of your pack, and then it slips through. Once you've got it slid through, come around to the front here and you have a tri-glide and a debuckle. The tri-glide simply slides through like this, and that's what's going to hold your hip belt in while still allowing enough movement that it'll be comfortable for a long time. So again, on the other side, it's just sliding your tri-glide here through the D-ring, and just like that, you've got your hip belt on. So now that we've got our shoulder straps on the hydration, that's all of that set up and it's ready to go. It's just simply a matter of just wearing it like you'd wear a normal backpack. The dump pouch attaches to either your cargo or your hydration, or you don't have to use it at all depending on the task at hand. But for right now, I'm just going to demonstrate on the cargo because that's a little bit easier. I can fold it open so you can see what I'm doing here. If you've ever laced Molly's or Powell's webbing before, you'll notice that it's very, very similar the way we do it. The only trick to it is to remember that to get this to line up neatly with the bottom, you just start at the row that has the top line of Velcro on it. And apart from that, it's very, very straightforward. Simply weave it through the top row, like so. Now, one thing I do need to warn you about is when you first start weaving it and when you first get set up, this webbing will be very stiff. The longer you use the pack for, and even just the longer the fabric exists for and just gets worn and used, it'll become a lot quicker and a lot easier to weave your pouches and packs on. So you can see here that we go through this, then through this, then we come back down, like so. Again, we've gone through this, through this, through this, and through this. So we've only got one more row left to go, and then we're done. slips through there. And then these simply just pop through and then pull that through. Then pop through and pull that through. And just like that, your dump pouch is now very, very securely attached. And okay, now that we've got all that out of the way, it's time to come over here and run over attaching your hydration to your cargo. Now, just one thing quickly, your dump pouch attaches to the hydration if you just want to run the hydration and dump, which is great for shorter times in the field, working off a truck, things like that. Then it's exactly the same. We weave from the one to the other, and you again start at the top row with the Velcro on it here, and it lines up perfectly like that. Now there's two ways to have your cargo attached to your dump. I'm just going to do this up quickly so we can see. The first way is excellent for short hops, quick moving between things in the field, maybe storing your gear so that you can take this and leave this on a truck or in a unit, and just carry your hydration and dump. This works with the dump pouch attached to the hydration as well, underneath the cargo. The other way only works, obviously, when you see what happens. You can't have the dump pouch mounted here, it has to be mounted to your cargo. Simply place it on top, grab your top buckles up here, the compression straps at the top, do these up, like so. And then on the side here, it's got dual, I'll grab the side handle out of the way, we've got dual compression straps. So you can either run it sideways like this, like a normal bag, which is great for storing things like chainsaw chaps, a cold weather jacket, a rain jacket, which I could do with today because it's now just started raining, so I'm going to go nice and quick. But for what we're talking about here, it's actually really, really stable if you chuck these in a cross shape. Now this is going to look a bit weird because there's nothing in the pack at all, but hopefully you'll be able to see in a second that the, get these done up, and get those done up there. The dump is now very, very securely, sorry, let me get that right. The cargo is now very securely attached to your hydration. We're going to go on to attaching the cargo to the hydration for a long period use. This is what we'd recommend if you need to carry any serious weight or do any serious kilometers. It does take a moment. However, this is the sort of thing where you would either leave it set up like this and disattach it, or you'll know ahead of time if you're going out on a raft or a raft crew. And again, if you want, you can just use the two outside ones. But again, for any serious load carry, a long day where you're going to be wearing it the whole day, I would recommend, strongly recommend using all four. Now, I'm not going to do the whole thing for you because it's exactly the same process as the dump pouch. I'm just going to do this outside one here about halfway. But again, it's just a case of through the hydration, pull it tight, and then through the cargo, pull it tight, through the hydration, through the cargo. And all we need to do is just repeat that all the way down until we get to the bottom, where you just loop it through and loop it through the buckle at the bottom again. Now, just to repeat, the first couple times you do that, it will be very, very tight and quite hard work. If you can't get it, just make sure that you're pulling all of the fabric down and you're pulling all of the fabric. If we leave stuff bunched up here, like that little loop, that'll cause problems later. So every time you run through two, pull it tight, and just make sure it's tight.